Ready, hot!
I'm Jenni Carlson here with Jason Kersey. We're in Norman where today Oklahoma held its spring game. White won 28-24. Jason, I have no idea how they got to that score.
Yeah, don't ask me that. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's irrelevant to the whole thing because obviously people were out here to watch the quarterback. So let's talk about these three guys. What did you see out of Blake Bell, Kendal, Thompson, and Trevor Knight?
Well, I think they all three did some things good. The main thing I took away is that absolutely there will be more mobility at the quarterback position starting next season. All three guys have the ability to move outside the pocket when there's pressure. They even busted out a couple of design quarterback runs, which I thought was interesting. You haven't really seen much of that from Oklahoma. So that's really interesting. I would say Blake Bell, I think, clearly had the best day of the three. Each of the other two did things good here and there. Trevor Knight had a fumble down near the end zone, and that's one of the things Josh Heupel's talked about is limiting those kinds of mistakes. I think Blake Bell was the favorite coming in, and I still do.
Well, do we think this is going to be a quarterback battle that rages into the fall, or did anything happen today that makes you think that this ends sooner than that?
Well, it's really hard to say. You just never know how they're going to do it. There won't be any more press availabilities for us to really find out unless they send out a press release, I guess. So I would assume that it will rage on into the fall, but based on today, I would have to believe Blake Bell will ultimately win the job.
Let's talk a little bit about the defense for a second. Last year we saw Oklahoma go some stretches without any linebackers on the field. Today the linebackers returned, at least two on the field at all times. Talk a little bit about the defensive shift. What did you see out of the defense today?
Well, yeah, the entire game there were always two linebackers on the field, and I think that's something that they really wanted to make a commitment to. Corey Nelson and Frank Shannon are two really good players on this defense, and Mike Stoops has said they're two of the best players on the whole team, and so they want to have them on the field. But the problem is, when you're spreading the guys out like that, you worry about slot receivers and things like that. But the guys seem to do pretty well today, so I guess we'll just have to see in the fall.
Lastly, let's talk about sort of the star of the game, which Roy Finch was a guy that really had some nice plays, some big plays. Do you expect him to maybe be a guy that can get on the field a little bit more come the fall?
I would have to think so. It sounds like he's doing things off the field in the weight room and in practice a little bit better than he did last year, which I think is probably some of the reason why we didn't see much Roy Finch last season in the offense. But today, when he had the opportunity, he was electric, like we remember him being as a sophomore and as a kick returner last year. So I do believe he will be a bigger part of the offense in the fall.
All right. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.